And this is not Mint Box. Today we're doing something different. Instead of a toy review, I'd like to talk about one of the most mysterious toys in toy history. And that toy is
Zodak from the Master Universe line. Over the past few years, Zodak has been a toy of much debate. Half the collectors swear his allegiance to He-Man, while the other half claim him to be an evil minion of Skeletor. Why all the confusion? Let's look at the first image we ever got of Zodak. This ad is from the very first He-Man mini-comics, and shows the very next wave of figures coming soon. On this list you see Stratos, Teela, Merman, the Wind Raider, and Zodak himself. The text on his feet read, Cosmic Enforcer.
Cosmic Enforcer. What the heck does that mean? Well, soon after we finally got our hands on Zodak. Pretty cool guy. He got a gun. The minute we flip the package over, we get this kick-ass image of Zodak. What the hell are you doing, Zodak? Why are you shooting at He-Man? What did He-Man do to you? That's it, he's a bad guy. I knew I couldn't trust him. Just look at those hands. Yep, he's got the hands of a villain. Just like Skeletor. Wait, Beastman doesn't have those kind of hands. In fact, Beastman's got regular hands. But look at Zodak's feet. The web, just like Merman. Case closed, he's a villain. Wait, Beastman doesn't have web feet. Wait, Beastman kind of looks like Stratos. Stratos is a good guy. Come think of it, doesn't Trapdoor have regular feet too? And doesn't Manny-Faces have one of those really messed up bad guy claw hands? He's a good guy. Okay, I'm lost. Maybe someone can help us out. Hey, check it out, the PowerPoint Dread Reckoning book. Hey, there's Zodak. He's helping He-Man. Did you shoot him? Okay, maybe you thought he was faker. Good job, good job. Yes, Zodak's a good guy. Case closed. That was easy. What's this? Ladybird children's book? Oh, come on, is that Zodak in the back with Skeletor? Son of a... Okay, Zodak, that's it. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. Finish, he's a bad guy. That's it, I knew it. Bad guy, all the way. Oh, look, it's DC Comics miniseries. Hey, look, it's Zodak. He's acting like Metron from Jack Kirby's New Gods. Okay, so he's neutral, but helping out the good guys, so he's a good guy. Good guy Zodak. All right, I like that. Well, that's pretty cool. That solves it. He's a good guy. Ah, you know what'd be really cool? We pull up one of those kick-ass pull-out posters from like the magazines. It shows like all the characters on it. Ah, that's nice. Look at that. You got He-Man's over here. You got Skeletor and Panther. And over on the good guys, you got Man-at-Arms over there. You kind of see Prince Adam for some reason. He's on the same picture as He-Man. Oh. There's Orko. And if you look on the bad guys, we have there's Merman and Triclops. Hey, look, there's Beastman. Who the heck is in the back? Zodak? Really? Oh, come on, Zodak.
Oh, come on, I just proved that you're a good guy.
You're making me look stupid. Fine. That's it. You're a bad guy. Done with it. You're a bad guy. I don't like the way you keep flip-flopping. You're pissing me off. Wait. Did someone out there just say Filmation Cartoon Show? Oh, don't tell me he was a good guy. Oh, yep. That's right. Zodak was a good guy in the Filmation Cartoon Show. This is just too confusing. No wonder why nobody knows anything about you. I need to look deep into the vaults and find an image that could set the record straight. Ah, check it out. Distinct image from Mattel's early concept and design stages. And what does it say? It says that Zodak is their cosmic enforcing bounty hunter. Wow. Like Boba Fett. I like Boba Fett. That make a lot of sense since he's kind of on the box art showing him shooting at He-Man and sometimes he's helping. I guess it helps. You know, explain why the heck the artists and Mattel staff keep flipping him around from being a good guy and a bad guy. I guess the easiest thing to say is, if you want Zodak to be a hero, he is. If you want to be working for Skeletor, you can do that. If he's hanging out with the Watch and not getting involved, it's up to you. Remember, it's your toys. Play with them the way you want.
Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass and this is Not Mint Box, and today we'll take a look at one of the most controversial and mysterious figures in toy history, and that figure is Wonder Bread He-Man. Now, Master Universe fans around the world know who Wonder Bread He-Man is, For you guys who don't know, sometimes he's referred to as the Savage He-Man. It's a figure who is brown-haired, He-Man face, no armor, comes with a couple of burgundy weapons. The first image online back in the infancy of internet chat rooms and He-Man groups back in the day in the late 90s, this guy posted an image saying, "Hey, I got this figure. I don't know what it is. Does anyone know about this figure? Anyone know about this promotion? Does anyone know anything about it?" And he posted this picture, and you see it right there. It's He-Man with brown hair and a shrink-wrap bag, and he's got the little Mattel pamphlet and some burgundy weapons. Now, these weapons you might recognize from the Manny Faces package back in the day. They had a special Manny Face that came out, had Manny weapons, basically. And also, basically just in Castle Grayskull repaints. People start going nuts. This can't be real. It isn't real. Oh, I know what it is. It's from Wonder Bread. And people start referring to it as Wonder Bread He-Man because he was a giveaway when you bought Wonder Bread. The truth is, Wonder Bread did do a promotion, but it was for trading cards, and I actually own trading cards myself. And so that's kind of like a dead end, and everyone makes a joke. And then when they did the special edition and Masterverse Classics version of Wonder Bread He-Man, Savage He-Man, he has the Wonder Bread logo hidden on his black Zodiac armor. And that's cute, it's funny, because the whole idea they don't know. Mattel claims that they have no record. Unfortunately, I do have a problem with that. I know for a fact that Mattel records are probably some of the worst. They kept nothing. As a matter of fact, when they did the commemorative series of figures, they had to ask fans because they didn't know what to do. They didn't have nothing to reference from. Now, you guys all know that in the late 70s, Mattel didn't want to be bothered dealing with George Lucas and passed on the Star Wars franchise, which is dumb. But they didn't know at the time, and here it is. Star Wars becomes the biggest franchise in the world. And Mattel didn't want to lose an opportunity. Now, Conan the Barbarian had been in negotiations to be a film since the early 70s. And in the late 70s, it picked up steam. They had a director by 1978, 79. They had already got a director, and they were going to make this movie. Things were in play. Screenplays were being passed. And Mattel was like, we need to get in on this. Now, of course, Mattel thought about it and said, well, that's an R-rated movie. We'd have to pay licensing. We could just make our own fantasy thing based on those famous paintings by Frank Frazetta. We have our own staff. We could do all of those things. And that's where the whole Conan Mattel debacle, actually Conan the Barbarian sued in 82, the production company, and of course Mattel won. The thing is that they refer to, Roger Sweet refers to that when he created the first 3 prototypes of the He-Man figure, you have a military guy, space guy, like a science fiction guy, and a barbarian guy. And of course the barbarian guy won out. Here's what I want to bring up. In every stage of the way of making the He-Man franchise, the He-Man figure, the lead hero, Roger Sweet's prototype has dark hair. Mark Taylor's artwork for the prototype of this barbarian lead has dark hair. Now, that's not a coincidence, because he was based on a Conan. Like, Conan always had dark hair. You can see this picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can tell the dark brown hair. What does that lead to the whole Wonder Bread figure? Let me continue. As the prototype stages of the figure kept coming and coming, they did away with the hair, they put a horned helmet, they were working their way to getting to He-Man. Eventually, they liked certain things, wanted to not have hair, they got rid of the helmet because of the pointy edges, and you get what you see, that is He-Man. Now, I believe wholeheartedly, between that stage and the final stage, someone messed up. Was like, hey, did we tell the factories that they were switching his hair to blonde? I believe his hair was going to be brown the whole time. And they got samples back, maybe a couple of thousand figures, and they're all brown hair. Stop the production, he has to be blonde hair. No hero can have brown hair, it won't work. Now, if you guys are into Final Fantasy, you also know that the lead character from Final Fantasy VII, Cloud, was originally supposed to have black hair, dark hair. They ended up changing it to blonde near the end, and he was supposed to have less pointy hair. I mean, they were just working it out. And then in Final Fantasy X, the lead character was also going to have black hair, and they changed it to blonde as well. It's a trend. At last minute, you can make changes because you feel that maybe the blonde would be better. And He-Man's hair, in all honesty, is blonde, but it's a dirty blonde. It's a dusty whatever. When you take that into consideration, you have what you have. Wonder Bread He-Man, what I believe, was some overstock of figures they couldn't use. And now what makes me believe this, if you take a look at this image, this is the prototype image of a figure that will become Buzz-Off, but is referred to as Bug-Off. And he was originally a character that was supposed to have a helmet with a regular head underneath. Now you can see here that that's a brown-headed He-Man. Now that's not definitive, like, oh my god, that's it, but where'd they get it from? I mean, you know, when you're doing mock-ups, you take the figures you have around. How come it wasn't just a regular blonde He-Man that they have? Why was it this brown-haired He-Man? And it's so, if you look at it, it looks so much like what you see with Wonder Bread He-Man. Now, where did this package come from? Where did this Ziploc bag, the shrink wrap bag for He-Man come from? I believe maybe promotions. Back in the day when people went to Toy Fair, you know, we always get swag. But now people like us go to Toy Fair and we are collectors. We are toy collectors. We do reviews. But back in the day, none of these people were toy collectors. They were press or they were businessmen. Here's what our toys like. This is free. Take this figure. You know, give it to your kids, and that's what they did. That's why you see a lot of these great Wonder Bread He-Man are beat up. Now look at this figure from my friend Jeremy DeWitt. He lent me images from his Wonder Bread He-Man he bought. Look how beat up this figure is. This figure is old. You see the paint chipped out of the hair, and you can see that it's just rubber underneath. It's not blonde. Even if you customize certain figures, the material you need to get rid of yellow out of that hair would corrode the rubber. So it's not just painted over. This figure is that color. And of course, you know, what does that leave for the armor? Now, you know, as you can see in the original image, he didn't have armor. Now this is an easy one. Everyone knows that when the weapons pack came out, the only good guy armor was the black Zodak armor. So He-Man couldn't be alone. He had black boots, so they threw on the black armor. Guys, there you have it. I wish it was as simple as saying, hey, look, the back of this package has Savage He-Man right there. But it doesn't. And this is just my theory, but I honestly believe that Mattel just had these guys laying around and either gave them out to office workers, people who worked at Mattel. People who sell these figures aren't the original owners. Sometimes if they are the original owners, they don't know where they had it. They just had it in their collection. No one's ever asked them, does your parents ever work in the business? Did they own a toy store? Did they happen to work for Mattel? I mean, these are things that people can't bring up, and most of the Mattel workers don't remember the early stages. I mean, Roger Sweet wrote a book. Mark Taylor remembers things the way they want, but there's stages in the game that you guys just can't remember. It's been 30 plus years. So take that into consideration, and you know what? I 100% believe in Wonder Bread He-Man. And not that he's Wonder Bread, but that he does exist. Hopefully my findings are, you know, good for you guys. And
Actually, it's a pair of guys. These two guys always used to confuse me because their names are so misleading. Figures I want to talk about today are Stondar and Rockon. Back in the mid-'80s, when Mattel was losing some steam and other toy lines such as Transformers and G.I. Joe started getting higher and higher up on the old toy food chain, Mattel would do anything it takes to keep their toy line, their franchise, alive. And they figured, why not capitalize on transforming toys? They figured if it worked for the Transformers, and right now the Transformers were the highest selling thing at that time, that they should bring transforming guys into the Master Universe line. Check out this old He-Man commercial for yourself.
Comets from the sky bring allies in disguise. They've landed.
Bring on the evil horde!
Stondar, Rockon, He-Man, and Grizzlor figures each sold separately. Stondar, Rockon, rocks you transform to surprise.
Hey, Grizzlor! Who's that? Rock on! Stondar! My friends have landed! We'll crush the evil horde!
Stondar and Rockon, new from the Masters of the Universe. Action figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
Did you hear that Allies in Disguise line? I mean, they're completely ripping off the Transformers. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm really confused by their names. Aren't stones soft, beautiful, rocky looking things? Smooth texture, really cool, right? How come Stondar is all bumpy? It looks more like a meteorite or the craters of the moon more than an actual stone. And for that matter, how the heck are rocks, which are rough and not very smooth or shiny, anything like what Rock-On looks like? Matter of fact, Rock-On is smooth, shiny, he's kind of silvery blue. And anything, he looks more like a stone than Stone Dog does. You know, I don't know. Maybe the commercial made a mistake with their names. Commercials have been known to make mistakes. So, let's pull out the mini comic that came with the toys, right? Alright, here comes the Rock people to the rescue. In the back, there's the picture of the two guys, the leader and his buddy. And there it goes. I'm wrong. Stone Dog is definitely the rocky-looking guy, and the stone-looking guy is actually Rock-On. You know, I have no problem being wrong. It's just growing up, I always really, really believed that Stone Dog should be the silvery blue shiny guy. Because, you know, how is that guy Rock-On and that guy Stone Dog? Shouldn't be that guy be Rock-On and he be Stone Dog? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. You know, it'd be really, really awesomely helpful is if we can find someplace else that can, you know, I don't want to be proven right. I don't want to have to be right all the time. I could be wrong, and I'll admit that I'm wrong. Oh, look, there's a production sheet from, I guess it's from Mattel about their new Comet figures. And it says Rock-On and all that great stuff. And, well, hold on. That's an image of Stone Dog. Wait. That's Stone Dog. That's not Rock-On. And it says Stone Dog. And, hey, wait, that's Rock-On. You know what? I kind of like this sheet because it's saying that Rock-On is Rock-On and Stone Dog is Stone Rock, Stone Dog, Rock-On, Stone Dog. You know what? Honestly, here's how it's going to work. For the rest of my life, I know that who I call Stone Dog is actually Rock-On, and who I've been calling Rock-On is actually Stone Dog. But I don't care. They're my toys. If I want to call him Stone Dog and him Rock-On, or him Rock-On and that guy Stone Dog, or Stone Dog and Rock-On, it doesn't matter. They're my toys, right? I can do that. So if you guys want to call him Rock-On and that guy Stone Dog, you can't. Because remember, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.
Not Mitten Box. It's been exactly a week since Toy Fair. And the dust settles, and the videos are uploaded, the pictures are uploaded, and what we're left to talk about, Matty Collector Night. Now, I don't care about the WWE and the DCUC, the Ghostbuster stuff. You can have all that stuff. What I want to talk about today is Matching vs. Classics line, the reveals. Now, you know, they show up a whole bunch of figures that we've previously seen already, and we need to move on from those because, you know what, Demo Man is too light, and what can you do about it? So they revealed some new figures. First up, Spikor. Spikor is great. He looks like the vintage, and they did a pretty damn good job of making that useless trident actually useful. Having the ability to have an articulated elbow and still have the trident arm, top notch. Next up, because they showed the PowerCon and the New York Comic Con traveling exclusive with the White Sorceress figure, the Temple of Darkness Sorceress, which will eventually have the Tealer feet, which is a cool little variant, quote unquote. Then they show off the 30th anniversary line, and well, all I have to say is, now no one can complain or bitch about the Spectre. The Mighty Spectre looks 10 times better than Sir Laser Lot, or as everyone lines be calling him, and I like to call him Sir Laser Tag. Probably one of the worst designs of a toy you ever want to see. Now, normally I don't critique a toy before we get it, but if this is what the figure looks like in the final product, what a waste of money the 30th anniversary line will be. Looking at the figure, he's completely blue with highlights of red. He's got the Knight's mane coming out the back of the head. He has a red cape. He has a shield. a laser sword, and a laser mace, which all looks like gummy candy and you just want to chew on it. Probably not tasty. Overall, there's nothing fantastic about Sir Laser-Lot. It's like an afterthought. Really, if this is what Jeff Johns does when he gets the idea of making and creating a Master Universe character, he has no right to it. And personally, I really feel that not only is it a smack in the face, but guys like Val Staples, Emiliano, and even to a fact Eamon could have done 10 times better job creating fantastic, amazing Master Universe Classics figures. But we get Jeff Johns because we know how much Jeff Johns has done for the Master Universe line. I can't think of one, but he did. Sure, why not? Because he gets a figure made. I don't want to complain too much because there have been some awesome little highlights that I do want to talk about. The arm cannon for Man-at-Arms and the blue deco to give it that whole 2000X feel, and the Keldor swords from the 2000X show. We finally get this stuff. Granted, it will be packed with a repaint of Keldor with Man-at-Arms, but we will be getting it packed as a secret accessory to some kind of figure, just how Man-at-Arms came with the 2000X sword. So overall, you got a couple of figures shown. We got Frosta, we have Spikor, the Snake Man 2-pack, which, for a 2-pack, having Snake Man's cool. I would have preferred the Horde Troopers, but they already had some of the body parts, I guess, leftovers, so having a 2-pack Snake Man's pretty cool. So guys, remember, these will be your toys.
It's time again to team up with my boy Chris Vint for another look at the Master Universe toy line. So, the toy we're going to look at today is a man who joined the League of the Stash way back in 1984. What, you don't know the League of the Stash? Well, that is a very prestigious league indeed. Founded by Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck, the first member to join was the thespian Ron Jeremy. And a year later, video game hero Mario and his brother. In the early 80s, they gave their golden mustache comb to Man-at-Arms. So take it away, Chris Vint.
Okay, I was told by Mr. Bass would be reviewing a Tashtastic, yes I said that correctly, character, so I'm assuming it's this guy here, because as you can obviously see he's sporting a moustache. Came included with his own vehicle that he created, and no, hold on, this isn't Man-at-Arms. Oh, for goodness sake. Give me a sec while I sort this. Okay, and you can see Man-at-Arms here with some green folk and stratus from one of the Lady Bird books, and obviously Man-at-Arms was one that knew Prince Adam's secret of him turning into He-Man, and here we see some copyright infringement in inverted commas. So let's have a look at Man-at-Arms in action, foiling Skeletor's plan.
Care to examine it a bit closer?
By all means, bring it here. That sword! Skeletor! Your Majesty, don't touch that!
So let's move from his statue form to his figure form with the vintage line. Here we go. Okay, so let's delve into the Man-at-Arms vintage collection. Yes, that's right, Man-at-Arms. And there's not many versions of Man-at-Arms, thankfully. You can see here we have just the normal version out of the box. We have the vintage figure, which has a nice crease, and the commemorative version. The only real difference is the comic in behind him. The comic in the commemorative version is the King of Castle Grayskull. I can't really see what the one is on the vintage ones, so apologies. So as you can see, he does this. Woo! He spins round, which is very good. And yes, mine's missing a bit of a harness. And so if I can just get him to stand up. Stand up, will you? Up. Just sit there, will you? Not a very obedient fellow, so he's not. But yeah, on the back of the art card, it just really says spin his waist to get him to spin round. And here you can see the likes of He-Man, his daughter, and we'll show you a bit of the art card if I could do it without bending it. Yeah, Man-at-Arms and his little daughter Teela, with his mace in his hand, which you only see him use once in an episode. So yeah, we're going to move along now, and unfortunately this may bring some nasty memories back to people. I know Mr. Rob Bass was at this, so yeah, brace yourself for Man-at-Arms in concert. Yes, that is Man-at-Arms and Teela. Yeah. Okay, Man-at-Arms looks like Man-at-Arms, I'll give them that. So let's move on to the 2002 version and see the comparisons in the figures. Okay, so whenever it comes to discussing the 2002 line, here we can see one of the very small figures, and we also have the Battle Glove Man-at-Arms. So let's compare this to the original Man-at-Arms. Okay, so we can see here Man-at-Arms and Battle Glove Man-at-Arms. The main difference is the mace. As you can see here, this has all funky stuff on it, and on the right hand side the glove has like a missile pointing out of it, which is very, very odd. Like the 2002 stuff, they seem to make a lot of stuff that really wasn't a necessity, one of which I will cover in the next part. But the 2002 one, the one on the left hand side I just pointed to, for me is the better of the four figures. It's just it just stands out. Whenever you think of the 2002 version, you're automatically going to think of this. And look, he has a moustache, whereas he doesn't on his vintage one, which is kind of odd because he had a moustache in the vintage cartoon. Obviously they were kind of made before that, but even so they could have brought it out with a moustache as they did in the classic line. So let's go ahead and talk about Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms. Yes, that, and there's another figure I need to talk about, and that's right, you can see here Samurai Man-at-Arms, which didn't actually appear in the 2002 cartoon. The Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms kind of did. The Snake Man, you know, as I've said in my other videos, that whenever the 2002 version was concerned, they just did a lot of repaints, and for me this was one that was really not really, it didn't really make much sense, if I could get my words out. I'm not annoyed with them, you know, making this kind of figure, but the Samurai Man-at-Arms, I mean, why? I mean, look at I can understand the sword, fair enough, but you can see my hand just, I'm so enraged. Obviously I'm a completist, so I want to complete the line, and unfortunately Samurai Man-at-Arms was one of them. And here we see the Burger King thing, so let's see what it does. Pow! Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you? So yeah, that kind of concludes my look at the 2002 figures. So there we go. So once again, I'd like to thank Rob Bass for allowing me on Not Mint in Box. I do have a couple of figures there, Not Mint in Box, as you can see. So there's one area we haven't discussed, which is the classic line. So Mr. Bass, over to you with your thoughts on the classic Tashtastic one.
Thanks, Chris. Let's take a look at the Master Universe Classics version. For me, the only Man-at-Arms I like is the stashless Man-at-Arms. You want to call him Duncan? That's your choice. Me? He is Man-at-Arms since he is the arms maker, the blacksmith of Eternia. Giving him that ridiculous porn 1970s stash is just stupid and looks like he is hiding a cigar for the winter. But if you do like your Man-at-Arms with the stash, as do most people on the Pop Culture Network forums, they include the stash head in the style of the cartoon from the 80s. What is amazing about this figure is it comes with a lot of weapons. He is Man-at-Arms. He should have lots of weapons. This version is a cornucopia of different weapons. He comes with his awesome battle mace and a gun, a nice sword. What I do love is the detail on the armor. This time around, if you remember in the old Filmation cartoon show, he had blasters on his wrists, and in this version of the toy, he comes with a little point at the end of his wrist on his armor showing off a hidden blaster. One thing I do wish he had was an extra armor so I can rock 2 shin guards. I always had my classics version rocking 2 shin guards. He needs some more protection. Anyway, I think out of all the Man-at-Arms ever made, the classics gives you everything you need. Wait, did I forget to say something? Do I hear Chris Vince screaming, "What about the 2002 sword?" Right, the Mike Young Productions Power Sword. That's right, I'm sorry. You're right, Chris Vince. The bonus item with Man-at-Arms is the 2000X Power Sword. Missing the ability to twist, but it's a nod to the 2000 series, and fans, it's a cute little item to have around. Okay guys, all I have left to say is go to thepopculturenetwork.com, sign up for the forums. Remember to check out other videos by our friends on the site. As always, check out Master Universe Chronicles by my buddy Chris Vint. And remember guys, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.
Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass, and this is Not Mitten Box, and this is a set of figures I've been waiting for quite a while. I can't wait to open this up and show you guys. It is the Master Universe Classics, the Fighting Foeman. Here's the white mailbox. You obviously know what the white mailbox has. They are Fighting Foeman. They have the Powers of Grayskull sticker, as you can see right there. It's a really big package. They come with Horde logos, so flip it over, and there you have on the back. You have Hordak, you got Grizzle, you got King Grayskull, Leech, and Vicor. So they kind of hodgepodge things together. And down there's the figures as they appeared in their prototype stage. Shield Maiden Sherilyn, Destroyer, and Dorgator. There's a bio which explains, after the Great War ended and Eternia was left without a king, a group of renegade pirates known as the Fighting Foemen took over the Valley of Null and all the surrounding territories, spreading fear throughout the land. They built great war machines like the Roton and the Talon Fighter to terrorize the populace. Alright, let's first look at my favorite guy here, the Talon Fighter pilot, Dorgator. He's got this visor, and his eyes are behind it, but the visor doesn't come off. He's got the long hair with a little silver, because that's a homage to O-Dog from the Four Horsemen. Articulation standard buck, completely. You see the Talon Fighter logo on his chest. It's a pretty standard buck figure. It kind of reminds me of the Man-at-Arms body buck, or He-Man, or whatever have you. Pretty simple, just the armor and the headpiece looks to be different. But what I really love about him is the fact that he's supposed to be a Talon Fighter pilot, and he comes with a Talon Fighter shield, which fits on him right there. That clips on, and he can not protect himself very well. And the laser gun that was part of the Talon Fighter becomes a beatdown stick, and basically a mace. Pretty long base for a mace, but still good enough. People keep forgetting to mention this in every review I've seen, is that the shield logo and the logo thing is not based at all on the monogram model kit. This is based on the real Talon Fighter, because that's the Talon Fighter look. The model kit was just yellow and red. I guess you could paint it what you want, but would be a different color scheme. But needless to say, it's better looking. This looks cooler, and it will be displayed with my Talon Fighter. I have my vintage Talon Fighter, and he's going to be perfect with it. Of course, the gimmick is you take this off and you grab the Horde symbol, and they can be members of the Horde. And the second figure is Destroyer, which is the Roton pilot. And I really love the design of this guy. I love the hood, the cape. You can see the material on the cape, of course, the typical soft piece. It has a holster for his staff, which is, of course, the Roton. And the face logo is from the front of the Roton vintage toy. I don't have the Roton. My parents hated the Roton. It made so much noise when I was a kid. But his design is pretty cool. He's a very colorful figure, believe it or not. Look at it. I love the staff. And, of course, like I said, the staff just fits snugly on his back. And he can rock the giant Roton blaster. I do love the blaster because it looks good, and it has like this extra handle piece. So if you want people to be rocking a gun, he can rock a gun. Personally, I'd probably give this gun to somebody else, but if you want to, you can do that. It's great reuse of parts, great reuse of parts. And just like with the Talon Fighter pilot, he also comes with a Horde logo, but we don't need to see that. Shield Maiden Sherilyn. She has the typical buck of like the bikini blonde Tila. You know, great. But you see the angle joints, the wrist joints right there.
I really do love her gauntlets. Her face sculpt is great, and her head motion is all over the joint. It's great. And nothing is inhibited whatsoever. Now, my only problem is, of course, she also comes with a little bat logo for the Horde. Her gun, though, is the thing that really seems to be bothering me. I can't get it in because her hand is so damn tight. I actually have to. Her hand is so tightly placed that it's really hard to get her to hold her blaster. But you gotta really force it, and I just can't seem to get it. And I don't want to damage the figure, so she will not be rocking the gun. If you guys know how to get this on better without damaging the gun or her, that'd be great, because I'm already like separating the gun. So there you go, I already damaged the guns. And her attack track shield, I am not a fan of. I think it's a silly point to have a tire track as a shield. I get the point they're trying to make, but they could have done something different, and that sucks. Overall, I don't like that at all, but as a set, I completely, get that out of the way. I completely love these figures, and for the fans who were apprehensive, you guys really need to get these figures. They're gorgeous, and they can add to your figures, and they can build your collection wider and stronger and better and cooler. And honestly, look at these guys. They fit into the Master Universe much better than most of the new Avengers figures, personally. And just for Dorgator alone, this series, this line is definitely worth picking up.
This is Rob Base, not Mitten Box, and this is a quick one. Well, it's not really that quick, but I got my fulfillment package from Matty Collector, and I got $1. And of course, if you got $1, you also got Evil Win. Well, I did anyway. So. Oh yeah, and also you get the Map of Eternia. So, I guess I should show the map first, because that's something people really want to see. And here it has the my cat likes boxes. Alright. So, it's got the whole thing here explaining the history. And we'll open it up. Show it off a bit. I was going to scan this, but it's very fragile in maps. It's been folded and it can tear. It actually started tearing, so I'm not going to scan it, which sucks. I wanted to, but you know, as you can see. On this side, you got the Castle Grayskull, which is right here. Zodak has a point somewhere. The mountain of Zodak should be somewhere in this area on the map. This side is the bad guys. Merman's Lair right there. Snake Mountain. And the Village of Dragons or whatever that is. And then the Ice Mountains up here. Piece of map of what Eternia should look like. They had to incorporate a lot of different things into the storyline from cartoons and comics. But we have it, and that's cool. A lot bigger than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be about that big. But it's that big. So, that's cool. And I'm going to open up quickly. Okay, yeah, so I had to get the razor, and we're gonna open it. it would be like bigger. Because, I don't know, the original one was bigger. Not like it should be like the original one, but it's exactly the same kind of perch, just little. Alright, well, it's on the fucking thing. I'll edit that out. It's on the thing. A little more difficult than it should have been. Right down. Look, see, look at this. Look at that. Look what's going on to the figure because I have this stupid plastic. She looks exactly like the original. Yellow, which is the way I want her to be. Basically, she's, you know, she's a resculpt of Tila, just for a new head. And the knife is from the new version of her, for the 2002 series. So I can just take the knife out. And they gave you the short wand, which is cool, because in the original one she had a short wand. Much cooler wand, it's got like a little crystal, it's clear through. And then if you wanted to have the small wand, then you get this, so if you take this out, forcefully pull it out, put it on and make it a larger staff. So you can do that. And there's Evelyn. Awesome face though. She looks great. Alright, so now one door. Or I should say, Wonder, the Savage He-Man. Let's see what he comes with. Oh, that's right, he comes with the... This is kind of crazy. So, instead of just giving him the one power sword, he gets the half power sword as well. Just like how He-Man comes with a half power sword to go with Skeletor, he's got a half power sword. So now they need to make like, I don't know, Arnold's bred Skeletor. And give you the other half of the power sword. And there you go, you got Wonder Bread He-Man that comes with. Wow, look at how deformed the gun is. That's a problem. Look at that. It's not what it's supposed to look like. That's bad packaging. That's bad, Mattel. Not happy about that. Yeah, okay, free figure, but it's not a free figure because when I paid for it back in July, I paid $20 to get this guy. And I got a deformed gun. A really deformed gun. Now, I don't complain about nothing. I don't complain that Screech's perch sucks. Alright, so, you know, his gun is deformed. I don't like that too much. That's a problem for me. Because now when he holds the gun, being that it's all deformed, that it looks like he's shooting down. And, you know, he wants to do an action pose. He doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't work well. So, hopefully I can bend it back up and get it to the right, but it's really deformed, and that's not cool. But he does come with a, you know, the power sword, which is cool, and that's awesome. And it's just the original He-Man sculpt. You see, he's got even the same. I mean, there's nothing different. The only, oh, cute. I don't know if you can see that too well, but it's the Wonder Bread logo inside there. It's got the yellow, red, and blue in the white Wonder Bread logo. There you
you go.
I'm Rob Bass, and this is Not Mitten Box. And today I'm hooking back up with Masterverse Chronicles' very own Chris Vint as we take a look at Faker. So take it away, Chris Vint.
Of course, I'm Chris Vint, the host of Masters of the Universe Chronicles, and this is my Faker review.
Okay, well, sorry about that, folks. That was the Faker, Chris Vint. That was Alan Price. Thanks for that, Alan. Yes, my name's Chris Vint, Master Universe Chronicles, if you've just heard. And as Alan just alluded to earlier on, that we're discussing Faker. Here you can see Faker. I think it's the one on the ledge. No, it's the one with the glowing eyes. I don't know. They both look alike because they're both blue. Oh, no, wait. The figure's blue. I'm confused. Well, anyway, you can see here the back of the card, obviously He-Man fighting Faker, so he knows, obviously, who he's fighting against. Okay, so this is my comparison to do with the Faker figures. As you see here, this is the mint on card commemorative version. Don't like mint on card, don't watch it, simple as that. So you can see here, it's just a case of, twisting his waist, his armour comes off. And you can see the sticker. And we also see some of the figures here, such as King Randor, Sorceress, Rio Blast, Clamp Champ, etc. The ones that I still can't get. Makes me sad. But this figure here, it's just basically as Prince Adam is, just very much the He-Man mold. Again, just a twist and punch. Sticker is underneath the armour. My one, for some reason, doesn't have a sticker. I don't know why. And as you can see with the Faker mint on card, they all come with a mini comic. Now the one that's with this one actually comes with this, the Search for Keldor. Here we'll see a little peek of Faker in the background with his arms folded. But in the normal one that you saw earlier on, it actually came packaged with this one here, which shows Ram Man, and this is called He-Man meets Ram Man, ingeniously enough. Okay, so we're going to go with the exclusive 2002 one. As you can see here, very much in the same vein as 2002 with the sword and everything. On the back of the card, or back of the box even, you can see pretty much the same kind of thing, the twisting hips, etc. But I just like the sword. I really wish that and as you can see, the crossbones on his armour are a lot more detailed than they are on the older one. Obviously with 2002, whenever it came about, we did have something that was coming, which was this. It was a 2-pack of Faker and Cobra Khan in the Stactions line. And here you can see the artwork that Emiliano did, which is awesome stuff. And here you can see what they look like. Unfortunately, this never happened. There was plenty of pre-orders and everything for them, but it was never made. So we'll move on now to the Classics line. As you can see here, this is whenever the Toy Fair was still around, and Spy Monkey Creations obviously did the axe and his shield. I'll not go into too much detail here, but as you can see, the crossbones are very much better detail, as I've just pointed to again. Yeah, it also has a sheath on his back, for the sword, that kind of thing. The belt, as you can see, well, the sword, it's the same kind of sword. The belt, it's pretty much, it stands out a lot more on the Classics figure than it does obviously in the vintage figure, as I've just pointed to. And it's the same with his cufflinks as well. That's about it. Not much to go on with Faker, but again, Mr. Rob Bass, thanks very much for letting me come on the show. Always a pleasure. Listen, Master Universe Chronicles, sometimes Rob Bass is on it, and stay tuned, Not Mitten Box. So over to you, Rob, and again, thanks very much.
Thanks, Chris. Faker. Faker, why not Fake Or blue-skinned He-Man of the Ice Kingdom. You can never know with these new bios. This figure replicates everything that is super sweet and super lame about the Masters of the Universe toys. On one hand, he is a simple repaint of our hero, Baraka and Skeletor's armor. And what's up with that orange sword? How does that sword work anyway? What bums people out is having a blue He-Man, only because when you repaint a figure, you're just not even trying. Logistics. But hold the phone. What saves this toy is his sticker under his armor.
With its reel-to-reel and its very 80s inspired doodad and switches, this can almost be a redeeming factor of the figure. Yes, he is a blue repaint, but with imagination, you have an evil blue-skinned robot to battle your He-Man with. Just ignore his bio, it's pretty sad. I want to thank Chris Vint, and remember guys, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.
Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass, and this is Rebecca Bass. Yes. And she's really going excited because we got, ready? Sure, buddy. Castle Grayskull Man. Let me show you right there. The 2012 contest winning figure. You know that guy Daniel Benedict did the figure, so I'm gonna open it. I haven't done one of these in a while, so Rebecca's gonna help me because you can see she's already trying to eat the box, so it's just trying to not waste any time. Alright. Wow. Right? Oh, we have to show people first. Alright guys, there's Castle Grayskull Man. Inside his standard Measure's Classics packaging. He's got the lightning bolt, you like that? And he's got his two swords, which is from the flag, and we'll get into that in a second. And, alright, so let's just show you the front of the package. You can see you got Castle Grayskull Man, and inside you can see you got the two different color swords. There's a reason for that. On the Masterverse, the Castle Grayskull, on Castle Grayskull's flag, they had one side that had like the green swords, and then one had like these purplish swords, so they kind of give you one of each. And it comes with the shield, which is the from the drawbridge, and he's kind of stony. And this is Castle Grayskull Man, heroic embodiment of Castle Grayskull. Yeah. All right, let's do one more thing. Show the back of the package. You see the back of the package, and there's a bio for Castle Grayskull Man. Right there, Rebecca, you see the bio? He has non-applicable for his name because he has no name. He's got no name. Alright, now we're going to open this up and there's going to be little pieces. I know, so we got to be very careful with you. Alright? Alright, so here is still in the package, but we're going to take him out. And he comes with this really awesome shield. You can see it right there. I mean, the design is like the stone wash on it, and the little gold pieces you can see right there. And one thing you gotta check out, as you can see, the clip is only on one side, so you can kind of clip it on here, kind of a deal. I'll show that in a little bit. And alright, let me show you the sword really quick. They've got bent a little bit in the packaging. You can see it got really kind of warped. That's always dangerous when you put in a figure holding the weapon. I don't really like that. You know, but it's a hard plastic in case you want to go back the other way, but over time I guess it can straighten it out, you see. Okay, there's the two swords now. On the flag, it looks something like that. That kind of crisscross thing, and that's what was on the flag. But it would be two of these and then two of these on the other side. And you have a good time? Castle Grayskull Man himself. There he goes. Funny thing I want to point out, I don't know if you can see it too well. On his left thigh, backside of his thigh, got a big old stamp with the serial number. That's really kind of gaudy. I mean, usually that stuff should be on the bottom of the feet or something, but they put it right on the back of his thigh, so when you display him, I guess you kind of have no choice but to display him this way. Alright, points of articulation. Head turned around. Very little bit hindered by that. I expected this hair to be more yellow, but it's actually kind of green, mossy. I don't know if that comes up too well. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it too well. Yeah, right. Alright, now standard. This, out, round, right? Ab crunch.
twist. The legs. Get on like Battle Cat and stuff. Fly the Wind Raider. Or if they ever make the Talon Fighter, that'd be really cool. He does, you know, he'll go like that. You know, not too much. And that's about it. I do like the way he looks. It's pretty simple. I mean, if you really think about it, it's not like anything too complicated. It's a statement kind of figure. But I just love the fact of the embodiment of Castle Grayskull. You can see his face with the little design from the Castle Grayskull's mouth. Right, you got the green shirt on. You want home? What do you think of him? Yeah? You want me to stand up? Alright, I don't know if I'm going to get him back, so we'll see in about a second. I'll put his weapons on. Can I get him back? Okay, thank you. And let's show you with the shield. It clips on right there. You see how the shield clips on? And you can see on the back the reason why is because how the clamps there. Because if you did it, it really wouldn't work the other way because the clamp. Or you could make it work like that. Alright, here you go. And of course he comes with his two awesome swords. And thank you. And I have to put the shield in the pocket now. Responsible that time. Alright. Now hold on. I put the swords in his hand. Yeah. Put the swords in his hand. Like that. And there. 1 second, baby. Okay. And you can do all this two sword fighting thing, get really cool poses, and you can stand in with the child. And what do you think, Rebecca? You like the swords? Easy, He-Man. Take it easy, She-Ra. And I mean, he's got really cool. I kind of wish that he had a place to put the swords on his back or something. But really? Come here. Alright. Rebecca, what do you think about the figure? As it's got pointy edges pointing at you. How about we turn this way? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It's a good figure? Actually, for not technically an original character from the Master Universe line, this is a figure that should have been made, and now that we have it, I don't know why they never thought about it in the first place. They're making a figure that is Castle Grayskull. And now that, you know, we got the approval, and 2013 we're getting Castle Grayskull, he'd be awesome standing outside Castle Grayskull like, sorry, you can't come in here. He'd be the bouncer of Grayskull. You know, I think that'd be really cool. You know, people trying to get into Castle Grayskull, like Snake, Skeletor's chilling there, with Evil Lyn trying to get on the express line, but he can't get in. Grayskull's like, sorry, you can't get in. And I think it works. I think it's really cool. I think the swords are a great nod to the flag. The shield is an awesome nod to the drawbridge, and as you can see, it's right there on his emblem as well. So it's kind of like a double shot right there. And alright, if you haven't got him, I don't know if he's still available. He might be sold out, but you should try it. You can get him on eBay. And remember, guys, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want. Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass. This is Rebecca Bass. Look how big she's got. She's giant. This is not a child no more. It's not a baby. This is like she's nearly an adult. So she kind of fell asleep on me, and I wanted to cast a spell with her, but I'm going to do it while she's asleep. And if she wakes up, I'll be surprised. Alright guys, white mailbox. I know this video is kind of late because I just got it. My post office is holding ransom for about a week for some reason. I don't know why, but they held it out on me. So the figure everyone keeps talking about is Cast a Spell because how perfect she is. So let's check her out. I always cast a spell inside the packaging. Right. As you guys know, this is much more Filmation style. Definitely not in the style of the vintage toy. The color scheme is out from the cartoon. You can see her big spinning thing in the back. And she comes with a bunch of accessories, and it says Cast a Spell. Enchantress who hypnotizes. That's her description. And there's all the Great Rebellion people on the back, and the pop characters, the Princess of Power. And there's her bio right down there. This is her bio. You know, it's a Filmation bio. But of course the artwork is from the vintage toy. It's very funny, I don't know if you can tell, but that really lacks how they put the stickers on, because the Princess of Power sticker is like lopsided. Looks like someone went, that's good enough. And if you're like a stickler, that would bother you. But since I'm ripping it open, I don't really seem to care. Alright, guys. Let's get this figure open. Alright. Here she is inside the packaging. And there's her. There's her beanie and her clear translucent shield that everyone seems to get their hands on nowadays. And if I can get this out I hate when I do this. Getting the blaster out, it's going to make a lot of freaking noise. So give me a second. Let's pause. Okay, guys, so I took her out of the package. It took a little bit. Right away, here she is. And look at that face. The Four Horsemen can sculpt women beautifully. I have not seen one female figure that I haven't liked the face on. I think Natasha is still the prettiest. Cast a Spell is second. Frosta, she's got a little bit like a kind of face, but we'll let that go. And really quick, look at my other kid. It's my cat getting shot. Alright, so hand-wise, she has, you can see she's like this opening, like this kind of circular hand, open hand. There's a reason for that. She's not just like closed. Not like how this hand is with the regular, typical hand. So what we could do is, shield-wise, you can put her shield on. Right over there, clamps on her. And now she got that little shield, because that's going to protect you in battle. But really, Cast a Spell, her name pretty much explains it all. She's not there to fight like that. But you take her hand, and she comes with this blast. It was a little bent in package, but I guess you can like that. It has a hole right here that fits. It's hard to see. There's a little hole right there that fits her hand. You can stick her hand, and then you can just do like little blast effects. So she can do like that whole kind of. So she can blast somebody. But there we go. And she can blast people. She can blast down. She can blast all around. She can blast up. She can give you the blaster finger. And it's cool. I think if you want to, we could get it on the other hand. Let's see it. Can I get it on the other hand? Yeah, it's kind of sculpted for one hand, but I think if I force it enough, see that? I'll try to force it in, but her thumb's sticking up. That's the problem. Yep, there we go, got it in. And you can make it do blasts, so you can get it doing that kind of blast. That's that. Okay, articulation points. You see how fancy her hair is with her hair's kind of tied into itself. What it does do, it hinders her head articulation a lot, especially with that giant collar. She looks like bleh. So it's a pain in the ass. Like she's like something smells really bad. You know, she can look up a bit. She looks down really good. Side to side is a bit of a problem, and the hair is really hard. You can't really move it, so that's a problem. She turns side to side. There's no like no ab crunch or nothing. She's got to take that off. That she could do that. She's got that at and the wrist hair turns. Same thing with this hand, similar thing. You got these really cool bracelets on her arms right there, like that. She's got the skirt. It's soft enough. You can get it out like that much. And she's wearing pants, so you're not really looking up the skirt, so it's okay. But to sit her out is not as easy. You can see it doesn't really go flat because the skirt's not that soft. Yeah, but she got the knee bends and she got the foot bends. But these are the old school ones. You can see it's got there's no rocker joint. It just kind of goes up and down, which means she will have well, she's standing good. She had like weak ankles, so you'll see that they lean a little forward. I'll show you standing there. She wants to lean forward on your shelf. Well, for mine anyway. So that weak ankle thing is a problem. But you can get it back if you don't move around too much. I do like the design on the back of the boots. They have these little etchings like it was stitched, or like a zipper or whatever, that little design. The color scheme is gorgeous. It works well. And plus she comes with her most important thing, this hypnotizing thing that you are now hypnotized. It's supposed to go on her back, like that. Personally, I'll put it on front of me. You can't see nothing, but she can hypnotize you. That's how she's supposed to be. You put her on her back, you put her shield on, and you put her blaster on, and then she's ready for war to help fight with the Great Rebellion against Hordak. So there you go. That was the shield for them. That's supposed to. Anyway, I love this. I wish they could make this for other characters, other color schemes. It'd be great for, like, for one's purple, maybe one's for Evil Lyn and Sorceress, and maybe some white, one with different color. Because that really works really cool. And the hand, you can get it in the hand. It'd be really cool to make it for bigger guys. So you can get for like Hordak and Skeletor and Count Marzo and whoever else shoots blast facing someone. But it's a really cool concept. I think they should make just a pack of these, but we'll see what happens. Probably not. But there you go. That's Castus fella. Alright, guys. So remember, they're your toys, and play with them the way you want.
I'm Rob Bass, and this is Not Mitten Box. So I keep reading and rereading The Mastering of the Universe, the Roger Sweet book about his creation and how he personally created the He-Man and the Master Universe line. In the book, he talks about using Big Jim. Wait, you don't know who Big Jim is? You know, Big Jim, the Mattel counterpart to Hasbro's Empire of G.I. Joe. It's basically a little small version of a G.I. Joe figure. He wore all kinds of costumes. He was kind of like an everyday guy. Big Jim. But if you look at Big Jim and then you look at He-Man, you know, I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I believe that he used a Big Jim figure. I mean, he recycled the crap out of it, right? I just don't see Big Jim and He-Man. I mean, that face on He-Man is so distinct. Well, maybe there's another figure in the Big Jim line. Hey, look at that. Big Jeff. These names are not creative. Big Jeff. Look at Big Jeff. He's got the Dutch boy haircut. And He-Man had the Dutch boy haircut. Huh. You know, yeah. That's the figure they used. They used Big Jeff to make Big He-Man Jeff figure. You can look online. You can find all these images about what they keep talking about. But I'm just going to go over a few. Alright, there's Captain Drake. Does that head look familiar or what? Yeah, a hooded skull guy. Nah, I've never seen that in He-Man before. Oh no, wait, what am I talking about? It's Skeletor. Look at Skeletor and look at Captain Drake. That's pretty cool. Looking at the whip per se, there's not one He-Man figure you can find that the whip is based on. Oh, come on, you can't... Just because they recycled the whip, whip and gave it to Beastman doesn't mean they're stealing from that. Come on, guys. Stop it. You guys are thinking too hard into this. You know, I'm not going to fall for your little games. The whip shouldn't count. Alright, granted that it's the exact whip. Hey, check it out. Big Jim's Jungle Adventure with Tiger. God, that mold looks exactly like... Oh, jeez. It's Battle Cat. Yep, Big Jim's Jungle Adventure Cat. There's Battle Cat. Actually, I think they used it for Tarzan's Panther, too. Which is funny, because then they recycled it for Panther anyway. God, Mattel. Waste not, want not. That's what I always say, and that's what everybody at Mattel's motto is. If they have an existing mold, reuse it. Reuse, reuse, reuse. Hey, check out that vehicle. That space vehicle. Come on. There's no way that He-Man has a Oh, there it is. PowerPoint Dread. That's the Talon Fighter. God, guys. Really? You know, as a kid, when I had the Talon Fighter, I always thought He-Man was kind of small inside of it. Never realized that, oh right, it's a Big Jim space vehicle. That's cool. I'll let you have that one. It's not like you do it twice. Hey, the attack track. Come on. Big Jim didn't have no attack track. They won awards for the attack track. That's what it's in the Master of the Universe. Oh, look. Big Jim has an attack track, except it's blue. Yeah, Big Jim's attack track. Wonderful. Absolutely great, guys. Hey, look at that guy's arm. Oh, you know,
They're not even trying anymore. The guy's got a trap jaw and an arm that's metal. It's trap jaw. God. You know, you could always say that, you know what, didn't work in Big Jim because Big Jim was around and was pretty popular. Not extremely popular, not as popular as G.I. Joe was or the Mego toys. But Big Jim was pretty popular, and if it worked for Big Jim, why wouldn't it work better on He-Man? Everything from Big Jim's origins, from Mattel. Oh, God, you know, Mattel, you're making me fumble my words, and I hate it. Oh, you're even using the eagle, right? Yeah, the eagle. Oh, I wonder who that eagle is. Right, Zor and Screech. You know, having a guy with many faces and having another guy who's many faces. Mattel, come on, man. But you know what? I don't care. This is so hard. But you know what I'm going to say, guys? I'm going to say it very simple. Knowing that you love Masters Universe, just like we all do, everybody on Pop Culture Network and everybody who watches toy reviews, you got a special place for Masters Universe. You love it to death. We critique, we go nuts at Maddie, we get mad at Mattel, but we love them. And then looking at these origin toys, and then realizing that they're pretty much just Big Jim. Remember, guys, without Big Jim, we pretty much wouldn't have Master Universe, the toys that we go nuts for. So remember, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.